Is it worth anything? Today, I'm talking about military collectibles. Things that would have been from World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. It's something that I had 2 pages worth in my book, Beginner's Guide to Antiques and Collectibles, because there are so many things that fall into this category. Uniforms, posters, things having to do with pictures from the war, medals, weapons, swords and guns, artillery shells from World War II especially, canteens, helmets, dining utensils. There's just a wealth of things. When, of course, I lived at home with my parents, we had what was dubbed the museum down in the basement where Dad had a lot of collectibles. And even though our family never served in the military, my dad, whenever he came across something that had to do with military, he would purchase that, and we had it displayed in cases down there. He, in fact, one time bought a cannonball and had it in the trunk of the car that we drove all the time for about 3 years, and then had a buddy that he knew down at an Army depot pick it up in his Corvette and drive it down, and they checked it, and we found out when they x-rayed it, it was live. So luckily, none of us were blown up during that period of time. My older brother and his wife do Civil War reenactments. They are big Civil War buffs. They were about 2 hours from Gettysburg here, and so they've been there like I don't know how many times for vacation, for fun, and for reenactments. So they collect things from the Civil War. The significance of these items is so important because it's our history. And these are things that aren't just not like readily available. It's not like something that, you know, like dishes that were purchased that they did tens of thousands of and you can easily find. These are things that often people find when they're cleaning out their parents' home, and all of a sudden you find a box in the back of the closet and here's some stuff that Dad brought home from, you know, World War II. It was not uncommon for them to take patches or weapons or things off of dead soldiers and bring that stuff home, and then they put it away and they kind of didn't mention it or anything. So some people collect things for specific wars, some collect for specific branches of the military, like Marines, Air Force, something like that. I am not going to talk today about the monetary value because to me the significance of this stuff is so much more than that. Yes, you can find it for sale on eBay, and yes, auctions, you can find things at auction. But again, these are things that are so significant to the history of our country. And I know, like, I used to watch American Pickers, and I thought it was so wonderful that when the guys would find something significant, they would find a museum and donate it to a museum. So if you do run across that when you're cleaning out your parents' or grandparents' home, think about if it's not something your family still wants to hold on to, because as we get further away with generations, it kind of becomes less significant. You know, you remember maybe your grandfather, you don't remember your great-grandfather. So it's families don't want to hold on to things quite as well as what they used to. But at least maybe look for a museum to donate it to or some historical society where it can be preserved. If you would like to learn more about what items in your home might fall into the category of antiques and collectibles and possibly be worth money, check out my book, Beginner's Guide to Antiques and Collectibles. It's available on Amazon.com for $24.95.